yes. Excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
So only during the performances, I expect everyone to mute their mics. But when a performance overs, you can all unmute your mics. You can all discuss or share your opinions on the writer, and you can all also appreciate the one who performed. यहाँ पर कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है कि आप म्यूट पे रखो खुद को, लेकिन हाँ, only when someone is performing you should maintain the etiquette, and we expect you to keep your mic on the mute. Is that okay? But after the performance finishes, I want everyone to unmute your mic and clap loudly. कमी महसूस नहीं होनी चाहिए. We should not feel less that we are not in an offline open mic. We should make it as realistic and as comfortable as possible. But not comfortable also. We should make it competitive too. So I guess let's start.
Yes,
Who would be
yes,
the
yes.
first one? Okay then. The
You can
first
start, yeah, you can start serial
purchase.
wise.
Yes. So the first one is Pooja Sogan. We welcome you, Pooja. Are you there in the meeting?
Yeah, yeah, I'm there, Kriti.
Hi, Pooja. So can you please introduce yourself first?
Yeah, sure, Kriti. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I'm facing issue with my headset, so I'm not using it properly. So my
Okay.
full name is Pooja Sivala. I'm from Hyderabad. So I have been in touch with the Cosmos since almost 6 to 8 months. I have done the internship as well for the content writer, and I have participated in the last open mic as well for the Shairi. And today I'm going to recite one poem as well as one Shairi. So it will not take more than 4 to 5 minutes for me. So I'm very excited to recite.
Sure, that works. Thank you, Pooja, for introducing yourself. Maybe know the theme of your writer. On
It
what
is
is it based?
my title is Papa Ki Ladli, and a bit of Shairi of like Mohabbat Ki Ek Shairi. That's it.
Sure, then go ahead. Start with your writer.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. So I'm reciting it. Just whatever feedback is there, just let me know so that I can improve myself.
Sure.
That the name is Papa Ki Laati. So दुनिया में जब जन्म हुआ लगा कि एक बोझ हूँ मैं. दुनिया में जब जन्म हुआ लगा कि एक बोझ हूँ मैं. माँ बाप का साथ ऐसा मिला एहसास हुआ कि बहुत खास हूँ मैं. पैर जमीन को छूने से पहले पापा के हाथ को छुए. पैर जमीन को छूने से पहले पापा के हाथ को छुए. दिल ने कहा पापा की लाडली हूँ मैं. खेलते हुए जब गिर गई दर्द से ज्यादा खुशी हुई. खेलते हुए जब गिर गई दर्द से ज्यादा खुशी हुई. क्योंकि पापा को मेरी फिक्र है बेटे से ज्यादा मुझ पर गर्व है. पापा मेरे सच्चे दोस्त हैं. पापा मेरे सच्चे दोस्त हैं. प्रेरणा है खुशी है जिंदगी है. हर तकलीफ से अनजानी हूँ मैं. क्या करूँ पापा की लाडली हूँ मैं. विदाई का समय आया जब मुझसे ज्यादा पापा की आंखें भीग गई. विदाई का समय आया जब मुझसे ज्यादा पापा की आंखें भीग गई. लाडली बनने से बस यही तकलीफ हुई कि उन आंसुओं की वजह मैं बन गई. वक्त आ गया है अब जहाँ बिछड़ना है बाप बेटी को. वक्त आ गया है अब जहाँ बिछड़ना है बाप बेटी को. खुश रहे बेटी सदा ये विदाई प्रीत तो है आखिर निभाने को. प्रार्थना करूंगी इबादत करूंगी हर जन्म में बेटी बनूंगी. बस पापा की लाडली बनूंगी. बस पापा की लाडली बनूंगी. So this is the my first poem, Papa Ki Ladli.
Wow,
And
wow, wow. Let us clap for Pooja.
Brilliant. Incredible.
बहुत बढ़िया. It's Father's Day today and we really liked your poetry. Very
I
good.
Yes.
think today's
Great,
topic is.
Pooja. Well done.
Thank you so much, Gayatri. So only a little bit shairi is there, just 2 to 3 lines. In today's world of love, how the today's generation is describing the world. Previously, how was it? So it is just in 2 lines. नए दौर के मोहब्बत में वो कशिश कहाँ बाकी है. नए दौर के मोहब्बत में वो कशिश कहाँ बाकी है, आज प्यार कल इजहार करेंगे, यहाँ मोहब्बत का इंतजार कहाँ बाकी है. So this is my first four lines of the poem, because previously people used to wait for the love letters, how they are going to
Yes.
send, and they are waiting for a reply. But in today's generation, there is a social media platforms, Instagrams,
Yes.
WhatsApp. First they will say I like you, I love you. Then next day it will just end up. So I thought ki there is a wait term is not there in today's world. So I thought to
Yeah,
describe.
thought was so beautiful, and indeed, the presence of weight is as necessary as the presence of trust, because weight is really beautiful, and you dignified it so beautifully, and that was amazing. Also, the poetry that you recited for Father's Day, I guess I don't know if it was for Father's Day or you have already written it,
It was
but
absolutely not
the
for today.
flow, yes, the words for the word, the flow of words, the chosen rhymes, and everything was so beautiful and on top point. We could notice everyone's expression going wow. So that
Yeah,
was the best
amazing.
feedback you could have get, and amazing.
Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
Well done,
Thank you
well
so
done.
much.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Okay.
So we are done with Pooja, and with next participant we come to Annapoorni.
Hello, Kriti Ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi Annapoorni.
Yeah, and today I am here to narrate a story. It's a short story, titled Chase Your Dreams, Not Your Life. And through this story, I would like to inculcate a very small moral that the youngsters in today's world are lacking. Actually, the story is set in 20 years back, I would tell, but this is applicable for all the ages, so that this would be accepted by all, I guess. Okay, so can I start the narration?
Yes, go
Okay,
on.
thank you. Thank you. Chase your dreams, not your life. Sagar was a musician who had an excellent talent in singing with his mellifluous, sweet voice as well as to compose songs. He had a good skill to compose songs himself, like his father. Sagar's father Ramji was a retired music teacher in the Manika village primary school, who is the only music mentor of Sagar since his childhood. Ramji hailed from an underprivileged family and had undergone several hardships in his life to run the family. Despite being a doctorate in music, Ramji was not able to achieve his dream of becoming a renowned musician, which Sagar's grandfather desired a lot. But the untimely demise of his father and the family constrictions led Ramji to stay in his hometown itself to take care of his younger siblings. Sagar, who is a teenager, has several opportunities lying ahead and could excel in his passion, taught Sagar's father. Sagar completed his schooling and was looking for admission in a good music college, and Ramji decided to admit him in a reputed college in the city so that he gets much exposure for showcasing his innate talent. Sagar was initially heavy hearted since he didn't want his parents to afford much in an institution in the city, and he decided to step back from their plan. Later, Ramji convinced his son and he decided to change his mindset according to his father's wish. He realized that, unlike his grandfather, Ramji should not be desperate to see his son's talent going in vain. With the blessings of his parents, Sagar left for Madras and enrolled himself in the best music college of the city. He was accommodated in the college hostel, and Sagar always had an optimistic, self reliant mindset, which paved the way for his success till then. Therefore, he reassured himself once again with a strong belief that he will surely succeed in his education. It was the first day of his college, and Sagar was seated in the third row from the first, and the classroom was occupied with 50 students. A bit nervous, he looked around and composed himself. Soon the professor entered, the one with the heavy belly and tall structure. Harsh in his voice, he introduced himself as Professor Vishwanathan, the head of the Department of Carnatic Music. Looking at his obese belly and the white sacred thread popping out of his collar, students considered as if Lord Ganesha has appeared in front of them. The three layered sacred ashes and the orthodoxy was spoke about, and the cuffed collar and inserted outfit revealed his personality. He pointed out one by one for the self introduction, and Sagar's turn came on the way. Sagar stood up and introduced himself and his family. However, the professor interrogated his passion for music. Though initially perplexed, Sagar was an honest and outspoken guy who never failed to answer the questions. Sagar didn't lose his courage and started answering his questions one by one. All of a sudden, Vishwanathan asked him a challenging question. He asked, Mr. Sagar, your father is a PhD in Carnatic music but failed in leading a livelihood up to his standard. A doctorate in music, he should have led a luxurious life instead of wasting his career for his kith and kin. In spite of possessing an outstanding talent, he was not ready to leave his hometown and is still living in an underdeveloped village. Coming to his son's life, what made you opt for such a reputed college considering the family status and financial clutches? Sagar maintained pin drop silence for a minute. He then continued. Dear sir, as you said, I am a boy from a lower middle class family and my family solely depends on my career and income in the near future. For their welfare, I am bound to do anything and everything since I am the only child for them. That's the reason my father has opted for such a reputed college for my excellence despite all the economic stringence. We might struggle in our upcoming years till I get well settled, but my parents are ready to take up any hardship just for the sake of my happiness and welfare. Now, coming to your question, an institution is made prestigious or reputed not just by the teachers, it also depends on the brilliance of the wards. Not just this college, any institution in our country serves because of the mutual coordination of both the students and the teachers. As you said, it's indeed hard for a family like mine to survive in the city. But what about the so called cultured apes of the city? What makes them so dignified? Let me now tell a short story. The professor was in a fix. He started becoming oblivious after hearing the facts narrated by Sagar. He wondered about Sagar's intention. Sir, there was a boy who had lost his father at a very young age and he was unable to be fed by his mother and thus asked him to stop going to school and sent him to work in a warehouse. While working there, he kept aside some time to host some musical programs in the footpath. People would give him some paisa with which he feeds his younger sister. Once, when his mother fell sick, he stole a piece of copper bar from the warehouse to sell it in the market and treat his mother, which the supervisor caught red handed. Unable to bear the fear, he ran from the spot and was chased by the other workers. They took him to the police station and were about to file a petition when a godlike man was present at the station. Enquiring about the incident, he took in charge of the boy's petty crime and requested the policeman to leave him, and thankfully the boy hugged the elderly man. Days after, the boy started learning music from the same man. The elderly man had a son of the poor boy's age named Ramji. He thus considered both the children alike and trained them with his knowledge and wisdom. After years, the boy left for London to explore new arenas in music and never returned back to meet his foster father or his dear brother Ramji. He failed to express his gratitude to his Guruji and adopted father. Unable to bear the pain, the old man died, having his own son alone near him. Before dying, he had said, Ramji, never be unfaithful to your teacher because we believe that the Guru is someone greater than God. Mata, Pita, Guru, Bhagavan. And uttering this twice, he shut his eyes forever. Hearing the story, Professor Vishwanathan was left dumbstruck with tears of regret in his eyes. He repented for the pathetic fate of the old man he abandoned years before. He patted over Sagar's shoulder and asked him to sit down. For a while, Vishwanathan was wet eyed, unable to utter a word, reminiscing his times with dear Ramji when the rest of the students were chatting with each other noisily. So, with this, the story ends. The moral of the story is you have to never forget the way how you came. Thank you.
Wow, this is amazing. Very good.
Amazing, amazing
Amazing.
story, especially the moral
Yeah.
that represented the importance of roots. Like, आप किसी भी if you consider a tree, the most important part of it is the roots. If the roots won't be there, the tree won't be there. It will at the end collapse apart. And that's the importance of being connected to our roots and from where we came from. The story beautifully defines it and amazing. Clapping for you.
Yeah, sure. Very good. Well done, Annapoorni. Amazing.
Thank you.
Well done. And these were the feedbacks. Will anyone like to add anything to this? Or let's move on. Okay.
Just so I can take part, Kriti.
Yes, yes. Yes, sure. Yes, sure, Swetha. You
You
can.
can you can you can call me like I can take part. Probably in the last.
Okay. So then you continue. Continue then, Swetha. It's you who is the next.
No, she said.
I am the next.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, she can take part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I wouldn't be able to make it by now, but yeah. Okay. So to start off with, I love writing. Writing is like passion for me, and I write. I do creative writing. I'm better at it. I cannot do factual writing. I write poems, and today I'll be reading one of my poems. So this poem, the theme is, of course, it's a love story, definitely. But the difference is that this is one poem that I have written from a male's perspective, being a woman. So generally, being a woman, a lot of poems that most of my poems are from my perspective, but this poem is what I have written from a male's perspective. So the name of the poem is "The Girl in Red Boot."
So men written by women now.
Yeah. So what a man could think, my imagination of what a man would actually think when he maybe when I read the poem, you'll know what it is about. So let me start. It's called "The Girl in Red Boot." So I saw her on a stormy night, clasping onto her umbrella really tight. The wind brushed through her golden hair. In her bright red boot, she was running down the stairs. My gaze followed her every move. She looked around perplexed for a spot that's safe and secure. With every growling thunder, her heart pounded. She was a beautiful damsel, like a princess from a castle, unaware of her surroundings, lost her way to her dwelling. Now her golden tresses were wet from the heavy downpour. Her eyes were like twinkling stars, reflected a story of anguish and pleasure. By now, her face displayed misery. The storm was getting very heavy. She looked hither, and tried, finally found a shade to rest and abide. Her skin was glowing brightly on a moonless night, such beauty so well defined. She looked at me with fear and compassion. I stood miles away, watching her in action. A stormy night played Cupid in our lives. We gazed at each other for hours. Sensations that crept into the heart, unknown to us. We spoke of a million desires through our eyes. I was there, she was there too. We shared an emotion of harmony and wistfulness to a wondrous chapter in my life, a stormy night attribute. She was the golden haired girl in lovely red boots. Yeah. That's all. Thank you.
Oh wow, wow! It's overwhelming.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
Very good. Love it.
How you defined every aspect of a man adoring a woman, every aspect of that, and especially the line that you added that the sky was bright on the moonless night. Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So it's more like I don't know. I thought what hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Yeah. So what could a man actually think? Trying to imagine that. Yeah, that's all. I think poetry is all about imagination. So
Yes, yes, poetry is
yeah.
indeed all about imagination and perspectives. You performed it
And I'm
very
also,
well. And yes,
also
even
happy
the
to announce
metaphors that
that
you added.
my book is
Yes,
getting
Swetha?
published very soon, and this is one of the poems in the book.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations, Swetha.
Congratulations. This is
Thank,
Congratulations for the
amazing.
same.
Very good.
Wishing you the best.
Yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. It's lovely to have this. Thank you so much.
It indeed is, and we all are happy the same way. Thank you, Swetha. So the next person we have within us is Keshavamurthi Sir, as you requested in the chat. Please continue, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, friends. I'm
Good
a
afternoon.
TWC member for, I think, for many months. My purpose of being here is to meet youngsters like Kriti and so many others. So that is the purpose. Though I'm a writer even before coming here, but my writing has become more refined after meeting, after listening to all the youngsters like you, particularly Gayatri, Snega, and Kriti, and all those people. Okay, today I just thought I will talk about positive turning points in my life. Since I am 62 years old, probably I thought I will narrate the kind of lot of negative turning points also there, which I'm safely I'm avoiding that. Positive turning points I will look at. So I listed down six or seven. So let me start with one. When I was doing eighth standard, I was in a government school in a village, and I was the topper there. And my next rank holder was 100 marks less than me. And my father found that this is not a challenge for me. And then he said he thought he should shift me to another school. So for ninth standard, he shifted me to another school, which was a private school, where I stood 34th rank out of 40 students. And it seems I wept continuously for days together because I was topper in one school, and immediately after 1 month I was 34th rank in the during the quarterly exam. But then what happened was after 3 years, that was in ninth, 10th, 11th was the school final those days, and I became the first in the school. And the school in 11th, they had 260 students. So from the 34th rank in the class, I mean, that turning point in my life that I am capable of doing more, which was identified by my father, is really a good turning point. The second is when I was doing 12th standard, that is called PUC in Tamil Nadu, pre-university course. It is equivalent to 12th standard. There was a scholarship exam where my father wrote an inland letter, letters, postal letters. It came to me after 3, 4 days because I was staying in a place called Coimbatore. My father was in a village. And when I opened that letter, I found that the last date to apply for the scholarship exam was yesterday, previous day. But I still I took that letter and I checked up with my principal and said, she said the center for this particular exam is not this college, some other college. Immediately I went there and I requested that principal. He said no to start with. Then finally he said, I will give you one more day. You come up with your application. Then next day I went with my application stamped by my principal, my teachers, etc. And then I wrote that exam and I got the scholarship for 8 years. 2,900 rupees 45 years back, almost equivalent to 2 lakhs per annum right now. So it was that was my another turning point. So after completing my education, and then I started a business with about 1.25 crores, and I became a bankrupt. No, literally bankrupt. I did not even have 60 paisa in my hand at one point. I don't want to go to that story. As I told you, I'm not going to talk about the negative turning points, the positive turning point. Then I decided I will do a business where there is no investment of money, only investment of time. That was in the year 1995. I decided, and 2012 I retired. 1995 I started. Within 16 years, 17 years, I made sufficient funds to live for another 30, 40 years. At the age of 50, I retired. So that was a service business. That decision to go for a business where there is no investment is required was a real turning point in my career. Another turning point was a point that was happened in before, some years before this, all these things. That is, I don't have any habit of saving. I don't have any habit of saving. After my marriage, we went to a house where that person was a guardian of my wife, because my wife used to stay in not in her hometown, some other town. There one guardian was there, a Christian person. When we went there, he said, Keshav, you have to save whatever you earn, little bit you have to save. And he showed me this much FD receipts, so many 50 or 100 FD receipts he showed. Symbolic
Sir, your network is breaking.
he showed a
Excuse me, sir, I'm so sorry to
this is
interrupt, but I guess your network is
the
quite bad
kind of
and you
receipt
just need
he
a
has, and you should also save like that. And he gave me 6,000 rupees on that day.
um, excuse me, sir. Okay, sir. Keshavamurthi sir, excuse me.
I think your network is slow, sir. You can reconnect with us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. You already shared three experiences with us, and it was really mesmerizing to hear that.
Yeah.
And it was so great, and we're really grateful for you to share your positive experiences with us. Thank you, dear sir, for sharing all this. But I guess the network won't allow more, so we'll really love to
I think I
hear.
have come. I'll
Okay,
continue. Maybe another 2 minutes.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
now
okay,
it can.
sure,
Yeah,
So
you
that
can.
was one.
sure,
He
sir.
gave. Sorry. He gave me six
Sure,
thousand
sir.
rupees. I put that in a FD, and then no, 6,000 is called in Tamil Aru. Six means
Okay.
Aru. Aru means it should go like a it should grow like a river, and it did grow like a river. I mean, I made sufficient money, and then I put so many. I also made this many FD receipts after some time, after about 13, 14 years. Then 2012, I retired. I started one social service activity, which is another turning point in my life. Now we are helping free of cost nearly 4,800 students we connected with in the last about 5, 6 years. That is a real turning point in my life. In fact, this year, one of our students has got 711 out of 720 in our NEET exam.
Oh,
And he has
wow.
mentioned very clearly, I mean, I am one of the reason and my organization one of the reason for getting such marks. So that is really a fantastic turning point. The last turning point in my, last turning point is TWC. That I'll come later. Last but one turning point in my life, I was actually one of my relative got admitted in hospital for snake bite. And then literally that man did not have money. I also did not have money. I went there, I gave 1,000 rupees. And then those days, about 13, 14 years back, those days I had only SMS. And I made an SMS saying that so and so's wife is hospitalized, she's in the ICU. Whoever wants to contribute, they can contribute. That money will not be given back. It is crowdfunding I did. Within 2 days, I was able to mobilize 1.8 lakhs in about 10, 15 years back, 12 years back or so. So that is the time I realized my goodwill and my contact or whatever you call it. And the last turning point in my life is getting in touch with this TWC, which made me to connect with all the youngsters, like people like you. And then not only that, it kindled my creativity. Almost I am writing every day. Some rubbish or other I am writing every day. And people started liking that rubbish also. So that is the beauty of this. Maybe sometime now, we old people write a lot of good things, it seems. So I could get a lot of feedback. I get like Father's Day, I wrote one and sent it to that in that Kriti's that link I have sent. I don't know whether you like it or not. Similarly, now in the last about 10 days, I was ICU attender on behalf of one patient. And when I was an ICU attender, I made a kind of a poem on ICU. That was also well received. So I write almost every alternate day, you can call it. So these are my turning points in my life. So which makes me, the whole life enjoyable. There are a lot of negative turning points, which I don't want to mention it here. And I think with the given short period of time, I think I was able to cover some 6 or 7 turning points in my life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Thank you so much for sharing your positive moments with us, and we surely added to our lives too. Thank you for sharing this with us, and make sure the network is good next time because we really would like to hear from you more experiences.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure,
sure,
Thank you,
sure,
sure.
sure.
Pooja.
I really got to know a lot from you, sir. कि okay, this was happened to you. You look so amazing, so fantastic. जब भी आते हैं, you were like so excited all the time. So this was so something new for us. You just turning points
Yeah,
and all.
one of the
Yeah.
unofficial turning point was my marriage. Negative turning point, you can call it.
That's that is for everyone, I guess. Yeah. इनकी शादी हो
Okay,
चुकी
this
है.
will be a good one.
Amazing. Really, just please clap for Sir for telling an amazing
Yes.
turning points. Thank you so much. We really
Yes.
enjoyed it. Yeah. Okay.
Sharing our experiences is indeed a task, and you did that so beautifully. Thank you so much. So let's continue. Or would anyone like to add something else?
Yeah. Please
Let's
call the
continue.
next. Yeah. Participant.
Okay, so the next person to come with us is Ipshita Kashyap. Is she here?
No, I guess
Ipshita
Ipshita
Kashyap.
is not here. Yeah.
Okay. So who's here? Mohit. Mohit. Please join us.
हेलो
Hello, Mohit.
एवरीवन। हाँ, तो मैम आज मैं ना शायरी और पोइट्रीज लिखता हूँ बेसिकली। तो थोड़ी कुछ शायरी वगैरह हैं और पूरी मतलब कोई पोइट्री है नहीं, लेकिन मैं फिर भी स्टार्ट करना चाहूँगा। ऐसा कोई थीम भी नहीं है, मेरा कोई टाइटल नहीं है।
ठीक है.
Okay, so would you like to introduce yourself first?
व्हाट मैम?
Introduction देंगे अपना.
इंट्रोडक्शन। मेरा नाम मोहित तरकर है और मैं मथुरा उत्तर प्रदेश से हूँ।
Okay, amazing.
जी,
मथुरा नगरी.
मथुरा। हाँ, करंटली आई एम स्कॉलर ऑफ क्लास 12th।
Okay.
Okay, great. One more thing, please don't leave, guys. अगर आपका हो जाता है तो please wait for others as well. Listen to them and appreciate them.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah. Please
We
continue.
want audiences to clap.
Yes.
तो मैम कुछ वर्ड्स जो मतलब उर्दू के हों, क्योंकि मैंने अभी देखा कि यहाँ पर साउथ से हैं थोड़ा, हैदराबाद, तमिलनाडु, मध्य प्रदेश, तो मे भी उनके लिए उर्दू वर्ड्स थोड़ा, तो मैं समझाता चलूंगा साथ के साथ।
South people has left the meeting.
ओ, कोई बात नहीं मैम।
That's okay. You can continue in Hindi.
तो मैं 2 लाइन से शुरू करना चाहूँगा कि मोहब्बत मोहब्बत का यही उसूल होता है, मोहब्बत का यही उसूल होता है, मोहब्बतन शख्स हर हाल में कबूल होता है, मोहब्बतन शख्स हर हाल में कबूल होता है। और आगे सुनिएगा कि मैं बहता पानी हो जाऊं, तुम मेरी कहानी हो जाना, मैं बहता पानी हो जाऊं, तुम मेरी कहानी हो जाना, इस मुरझाए सावन की तुम यार जवानी हो जाना, और भूले बिसरे जिसे देखकर याद तुम्हें मैं कर पाऊं, भूले बिसरे जिसे देखकर याद तुम्हें मैं कर पाऊं, सूखे फूलों जैसी देखो कोई निशानी हो जाना। और नेक्स्ट वन इज मैं भीगूं तुम बरसात बनो, मैं भीगूं तुम बरसात बनो, तुम 7 जन्म का साथ बनो, मैं भीगूं
क्या
तुम
बात है.
बरसात बनो, तुम 7 जन्म का साथ बनो, मेरे थके हुए से लम्हों में मैं थामूं तुम वो हाथ बनो,
क्या
फिर
बात
मैं
है.
अपने एहसास लिखूं, हर शेर में तुमको खास लिखूं, फिर मैं अपने एहसास लिखूं, हर शेर में तुमको खास लिखूं, मैं खुद हो जाऊं साहिल फिर तुमको पाने की प्यास लिखूं।
क्या बात है. क्या बात है. क्या बात है.
सो
क्या बात है,
बहुत
बहुत सुंदर.
बहुत बढ़िया. बहुत बढ़िया. बहुत बहुत ही
Very nice.
वेरी
Thank you,
नाइस.
ma'am.
वेरी नाइस.
एक शायरी बहुत छोटी सी होती है और उन सब में इतने गहरे अल्फाज छुपाना
Actually-
एक कला है.
हाँ, अब मैम आप सुनिएगा कि बदलती धूप की छाँव थी, रोशनी के अंधेरे थे, बदलती धूप की छाँव थी, रोशनी के अंधेरे थे, मुरझाए फूलों का गुलिस्तान, डूबते सूरज के सवेरे थे, और बादलों से मोहब्बत बरसाता था, खुद रो रो कर तुम्हें हंसाता था, बादलों से मोहब्बत बरसाता था, खुद रो रो कर तुम्हें हंसाता था, मेरी मोहब्बत का तुम्हें इल्म नहीं, तुम्हारे जाने की बात पे मैं खुद बैठ जाता था,
वाह.
और जो कुछ भी मेरा नहीं था, और जो कुछ भी मेरा नहीं था, और जो भी था मेरा सब कुछ, तुम्हें अपना मानता था, तुम्हें खुदा बताता था।
वाह. क्या बात है.
और
एक छोटी शायरी में गहरे अल्फाज छुपाना एक कला है जो मैं कह रही थी. एंड ये बहुत खूबसूरती से आपने निभाई है. बहुत खूबसूरत अल्फाज आपने जोड़े हैं, बहुत अच्छे से आपने बोले हैं. आई गेस आप थोड़ा सा वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन इम्प्रूव करेंगे तो आपका बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा लगेगा. बिकॉज शब्द जो थे वो सुन के इंसान सुन के लाइक आंखें बंद करके इवेपोरेट होता है, इतने अच्छे शब्द थे।
मैम उस पे मैम वर्क कर रहा हूँ अभी, थोड़ा स्टार्ट किया मैंने रिसाइटेशन, एक ओपन माइक अटेंड किया मैंने अभी इससे पहले। तो
वही
आगे
अच्छा,
मैम।
तो आप करते रहिएगा रेगुलरली, कम हियर, स्पीक आउट एंड यू विल डेफिनेटली इम्प्रूव।
मैम आगे हैं कुछ लाइंस और हैं
हाँ हाँ जरूर।
कि मैम एक वर्ड है बीन आई। बीन आई मीन्स हमारी जो लाइट होती है ना आईज की, जिससे हमें दिखती है आंखों की रोशनी। तो वो कि कितना प्यारा था मेरा नाम तुझे, कितना प्यारा था मेरा नाम तुझे, तू इसे अपने हाथ पर लिखता था, तेरी आंखों की मैं ही बीनाई था, तेरी आंखों में मैं ही दिखता था।
क्या बात है।
वाओ।
तो आपने अभी लिखना स्टार्ट किया है मोहित? जस्ट हैव स्टार्टेड राइटिंग?
मैम राइटिंग अभी मतलब ये वाली जो मैंने अभी लिखी है पिछले एक हफ्ते में।
अच्छा अच्छा, तो मतलब आप लिखते रहते हैं, अब आपका शौक जाग रहा है लिखने के लिए, और बोल भी अच्छा लेते हैं। थोड़ा और ओपन माइक्स अटेंड करते रहेंगे तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा इम्प्रूवमेंट हो जाएगा। तो वेल
यस
डन,
मैम।
बहुत ही मज़ा आया। आपकी जो राइटअप्स हैं, जो शब्द हैं, उनमें गहराई है, ये चीज़ तो
यस
माननी पड़ेगी। बट वही इम्प्रूवमेंट के साथ साथ आप ज़रूर आगे बढ़ेंगे, तो बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत मज़ा आया।
मैम
हाँ
अभी थोड़ी मैम
हाँ,
4 लाइन और मैं फिर मैं
अच्छा
खत्म करता
अच्छा,
हूँ
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
कि दस्तरस। मैम दस्तरस मीन्स एक वर्ड है दस्तरस। दस्तरस का मतलब होता है कोई मेरे जान पहचान में या जो मुझसे कनेक्टेड हो
हाँ,
बेसिकली। तो मेरे दस्तरस में होकर माही मुझसे मेरी रजा मांगता है, मेरे दस्तरस में होकर माही मुझसे मेरी रजा मांगता है, गिरते वक्त पत्ता शजर से आखिर इजाजत कब और कहाँ मांगता है।
वाह, बहुत
मैम जब
बढ़िया।
पेड़ से पत्ता गिरता है ना तो वो परमिशन नहीं मांगता। तो
नहीं नहीं,
गिरते
समझ
वक्त
आया।
पत्ता शजर से आखिर इजाजत कब और कहाँ मांगता है। और वही एक शख्स अकेला नहीं कि जिसके फरेब ने छला हो मुझको, वही एक शख्स अकेला नहीं कि जिसके फरेब ने छला हो मुझको, यूं तो फिर मेरा दुश्मन भी मेरे लिए दुआ मांगता है।
क्या बात है, क्या बात है, बहुत खूब, बहुत खूब, वेल डन।
और मैं
मेटाफर्स,
बहुत
एग्जाम्पल
बढ़िया।
सब बहुत अच्छे
हाँ
हैं।
और मैं ये लाइंस और फिर मैं कि वो वक्त बड़ा ही दर्दनाक होगा जब खुद के ही हाथों मेरी बर्बादी होगी, वो वक्त बड़ा ही दर्दनाक होगा जब खुद के ही हाथों मेरी बर्बादी होगी, मैं जीते जी मर जाऊंगा यार जब मेरी शहजादी की किसी और से शादी होगी।
क्या बात है।
हाँ,
दिस इज काइंड ऑफ फनी एंड इंटरेस्टिंग, वेरी गुड, मजा आया।
So that was
दिस इज अमेजिंग।
बहुत बढ़िया।
बहुत मजा आया हमें आपकी शायरियाँ सुनकर।
मैम।
आप थोड़ा खुलिए, थोड़ा अपने बारे में बताइए, सब कुछ जोर से बोलिए। आप ऐसे हल्के हल्के हो रहे हैं, इतना अच्छा लिखते हैं आप।
अब मैम ऐसा ही मैम जो है।
कोई नहीं,
अच्छा,
धीरे
ऐसे
धीरे
क्यों है
आफ्टर
अभी
अटेंडिंग
सब?
सेशंस ना आप
हाँ,
इम्प्रूवमेंट आ जाएगा। वेल डन, बहुत बढ़िया।
yes, आप खुद देखेंगे।
हाँ,
आप बहुत अच्छा लिखते हैं, वेरी गुड।
थैंक यू मैम।
थैंक यू फॉर रिसाइटिंग ऑल दिस एंड थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग अस।
थैंक यू मैम।
So the next person who wanted to join in the middle or in the end. Hi Indunathi.
Hi, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please introduce yourself. There is one thing I already know, but please introduce more.
I'm Indunathi, and actually, I was nervous, but people doing here are so amazing. So I'm just going to recite a poem. And actually, it's about my life. Nowadays, teenagers or people like us are not follow or do what they want to do. They do something that the society want to do, but that's not going to satisfy ourselves. So my poem is called I Become Who I Am. Life is like a river, and I'm a corrector. But it was an easy journey. I bumped into people mocking. I've stopped for judgments. I've feared of criticism. I've become fragile because of my illness. I've collected all the opinions about me and forget to enjoy the journey. I'm moving, but I'm not moving forward. I'm alive, but I'm not living. I'm smiling, but I'm not happy. I look well, but I'm not healthy. So I become what they want to do. I do things what others love. They praise me. But this time, I try to throw away all the things that made me heavy. Why you keep on jumping and bumping? You know why? I love the feel when I hit the bump beat at the correct time. And I love that when I gave mild expressions over heavy moments. Of course, I have the bruises and cramps after long hour of dancing. Doing dance will not affect me, but but pausing my legs for a beat would do. What you gain from this, it's not even your profession. A profession, what you declare for living life, and you have paid for it. It takes prolonged training and proper qualification. The music that passes through my blood train me since I born. I have certificate qualification from my soul. I do declare that I'm living my life because of it. On lighter stage, dark night, before 100 days, within four walls. You know my salary? It's saturday and elation. Now, the me is me. I'm not his or her pleaser. But people used to appreciate me are now gassed and looking down on me. I became the person I want. I'm now a light-weighted coracle, going with the pace of the flow, the way I want. Now I'm enjoying this journey. I've become the person I want. Now I'm that butterfly who teared its cocoon and flying with the beautiful dreamy wings. I wish you could be the person you want. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Please have a
Wow, Indunathi, your piece
clap for
was,
Indunathi. Very good. बहुत बढ़िया.
Thank
your
you.
write-up was
बहुत
as sweet as your name. This was indeed
Yeah.
sweet, and the metaphors, the imagery, the soft tone you had while reciting it, that all matched really well. You could also
Recitation.
add
Yeah.
some high and low notes for audience to keep listening and be active while listening that and make your words more impactful. I guess जब हम साउंड चेंज कर कर बोलते हैं या फिर जब हम थोड़ा डोमिनेटिंग होकर बोलते हैं तो लोग हमारे शब्दों पर ज़्यादा ध्यान देते हैं. दिस इज वॉट यू कैन ऐड टू योर राइट अप एंड मेक इट इवन मोर बेटर.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
And thank you, Indumati, for joining us. Your write-up was indeed so soft, and I was let it just swaying around while listening to your soft tone in the poetry.
Yes, yeah. Recitation part was really good. Well done.
Yes, yes. It was really soft and soothing.
All right.
Thanks for the opportunity.
And hence you hence prove that you didn't needed to be nervous because यहाँ पर सब home जैसा है. As I said, from the comforts of your living room and your bedrooms, so you don't have to be nervous. And next time आप सबसे पहले बोलेंगे.
Yeah.
Done?
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. So, extra wildcard entry are Gayatri Ma'am. Ma'am, would you like to share anything?
मैं एक्स्ट्रा वाइल्ड कार्ड नहीं हूँ, मैं भी एक छोटा सा ही हूँ, ये TWC का हिस्सा हूँ और मैं
Yes,
भी
you are.
धीरे धीरे ही मैं भी ग्रो कर रही हूँ. मैं छोटा सा
नहीं, wild card entry because your name was not in the list. So you are the wild card entry.
एक्चुअली मेरे घर में सारे लोग बीमार थे और उस दौरान मैं व्हाट्सएप भी नहीं देख रही थी. मैंने गायत्री मैम को प्रॉमिस किया था कि मैं अपना ब्लॉग लिखते रहूँगी, वो भी मैंने कंटिन्यू नहीं किया. तो बहुत सारी थोड़ी दिक्कतें आ गई थी हेल्थ को लेकर, तो मैंने अपना नाम दिया भी नहीं. मैं लास्ट मोमेंट पे आपसे मैंने कहा था कि मुझे फादर्स डे के पोएम कहाँ शेयर करने हैं और वो भी मैंने आई थिंक बहुत बड़ा था, उसे कट शॉर्ट करके छोटा करके प्रेजेंट किया. वो भी अप टू द मार्क मुझे नहीं लगा, बट मैंने कोशिश की कि मैंने जो प्रॉमिस किया था कि मैं कंटिन्यू करूँगी वो मुझे करना है.
तो आज के लिए ये जैसा कि कृति जी ने कहा है कि वाइल्ड कार्ड एंट्री है, तो मैंने एक छोटी सी पोएम कभी लिखी थी दहेज प्रथा को लेकर, जो एक पिता की व्यथा है, एक पिता का दर्द है, एक बेटी के पिता का दर्द। मैंने कविता जो है कहानी रूप में है, तो कहानी रूपी ये कविता है जिसका शीर्षक टाइटल है व्यथा। प्लान बनाए थे उसने बहुतेरे, यानी उसने बहुत सारे प्लान बनाए थे, लेकिन उसका प्लान कैसे फेल हो जाता है उसके बारे में चर्चा की गई है कि दहेज न होने के कारण कैसे एक पिता जो है अपनी बेटी को खो देता है। प्लान बनाए थे उसने बहुतेरे, चलेंगे गांव इस बार हम सवेरे। हुए बरसों मिले अम्मा बाबा से, हुए बरसों मिले अम्मा बाबा से, बहना भी खड़ी होगी द्वारे पे। इस साल लगन तो हुआ नहीं, पर आते साल की करेंगे तैयारी। कुछ कपड़े ले लेंगे दादी को, कुछ धोतियां रखी है बाबूजी को। पेटी टीन की जो भरी है देने को, अब की वो भी चले जाए तो अच्छा है। कैसे कैसे जोड़ तोड़ करने पड़ते हैं, गरीब को भूख प्यास सहने पड़ते हैं, मगर एक आस यानी एक उम्मीद, एक होप, एक आस जो ना टूटे तो हर दर्द हंसकर भुला देता है, वरना आंख में एक तिनका भी जी भर के रुला देता है। याद आ गई पिछले साल की, तैयारी हो रही थी बारात की। कोई शगुन गा रहा था, कोई पुरखे जगा रहा था, कोई पंडित जी को बुला रहा था। आई बारात, मचा शोर, हुई खूब हलचल, पर एक बात से सब हो गए सुन। हुए खूब बेकल, पड़ेंगे फेरे ना जब तक मिलेगी ना पेटी, या यूं ही रखे रहो उम्र भर अपनी बेटी। मुर्दनी छा गई सबके चेहरे पर, चल दी बारात अपनी धुन में ऐठी। होठ खामोश, आंखें लाचारी से तकती रह गई, बिटिया चौके पे बैठी। बीत गए बरस अब उस बात को, बीत गए बरस अब उस बात को, बिटिया भूल न पाई उस रात को। अब भी चौंक कर नींद से जाग जाती है, अब भी चौंक कर नींद से जाग जाती है। माँ देख मेरी बारात आती है। कैसे समझाएं उस पगली को, कैसे समझाएं उस पगली को, जीती क्यों है सपनों की दुनिया में। क्या कभी ऐसा हुआ है लौट कर आया हो तीर तरकश में। बस एक ही इलाज बाकी है, दूजे बारात की आस हो, फिर वही बाजे शहनाई हो, फिर दुल्हन दूल्हे के पास हो। हाय पर अब जाके करेंगे क्या, रो रो कर अम्मा ने है खत लिखा, पर अब जाकर करेंगे क्या, रो रो कर अम्मा ने है खत लिखा। खा के संखिया यानी जहर, खा के संखिया लाडली सो गई, अब ना रुलाऊंगी कभी बाबा ये कह गई। भूल जाना मेरी हर बात को, भूल जाना मेरी हर बात को, याद रखना मगर उस काली रात को। कयामत चाहे आ जाए जमाने में, कयामत चाहे आ जाए जमाने में, कभी बारात खाली न जाए बेटी की द्वारे से, कभी बारात खाली न जाए बेटी की द्वारे से। थैंक यू सो मच।
Wow.
Amazing.
All the
Very low.
all that speechless right now.
This is a very major issue in India, and
Yes,
बहुत ही अच्छे
absolutely.
तरीके से आपने एक्सप्रेस किया है, और लिखा तो आप हमेशा ही बहुत अच्छा लिखती हैं, और आपकी पोइट्रीज हमेशा ही दिल को छू जाती हैं। इस बार भी वही हुआ है, बहुत बढ़िया। 2 मिनट को तो हम लोग ऐसे मेस्मराइज्ड हो गए थे, ओह माय गॉड।
मैं भी जब ये पोएम अपनी क्लास में बच्चों को सुनाती हूँ तो वो भी मतलब गर्ल्स की आंख में लिटरली आंसू आ जाते हैं कि मिस आप इतना रुलाने वाला पोएम कैसे लिख सकते हो। तो थोड़ा है टची है, पर बहुत सारे इंसिडेंट ऐसे हुए हैं इंडिया में, उसके बाद ही मैंने पोएम लिखी है। लाइक एक चैप्टर है हमारे आईसीएसई बोर्ड में, बहू की विदा। उसमें एक ससुर जो है अपनी बहू के साथ ऐसे ही अत्याचार करता है, दहेज के कारण वो बहू की विदा नहीं करता। तो ये उस समय मेरी ये पोएम मैं बच्चों को सुनाती हूँ कि ऐसे होते हैं हमारे इंडिया में, और आज भी ऐसा नहीं है कि दहेज प्रथा टोटली खत्म हो गई, बस उसका रूप चेंज हो गया है।
हाँ,
जी।
बहुत अच्छी बात कही आपने। और पोएट्री और पोएट्री सुनाने का तरीका हमेशा हमको चुप कर जाता है, एंड वी ऑल आर लिटरली स्पीचलेस राइट नाउ। वैसे फुल एनर्जी के साथ आई थी मैं, बट अभी लग रहा है कि मेरी एनर्जी खत्म हो गई है सुन के। इतना अच्छा सुनाया आपने, बहुत अच्छी बात है, बहुत बहुत अच्छा लगा। और आपने जो फादर्स जी की पोएट्री सबमिट की थी, दैट वाज रियली नाइस, बट एक्चुअली हम उसको कंसिडर नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज उस कंटेस्ट का थीम था ओपन लेटर, कि आपको लेटर लिखना
हाँ
है पापा को,
जी हाँ
इसलिए
जी
वी डू
हाँ,
नॉट कंसिडर पोएट्री।
चलेगा मैम, चलेगा। मुझे लगा ही
वो
था
पोएट्री
कि
आप
मैं
यहाँ सुना सकती हैं आप चाहे तो, माहौल
आ,
हल्का करने के लिए।
नहीं नहीं, ठीक है, चलेगा, कोई बात नहीं।
It's okay. Thank you, and thank you Gayatri ma'am for joining us and making the wild card entry special and speechless.
Okay, so one
So
thing I
this is
would
the
like to
yes.
ask here कि अभी जैसे ओपन माइक्स हम कराते हैं, तो व्हाट डू यू वांट, कि क्या एक्स्ट्रा हम करा सकते हैं, कुछ एक्साइटिंग, कुछ आपके मन में थॉट है कि यार ओपन माइक ऐसा होना चाहिए बिकॉज वर्चुअल है, तो हम क्या नई थीम्स और चीज़ों के साथ आ सकते हैं? तो आप लोगों को कुछ
Yes.
एक्साइटिंग कुछ हमें बताना है, कुछ सजेशंस देने हैं, तो प्लीज़ टेल अस एनीवन।
ये ओपन माइक के बाद का सेशन इसलिए है फॉर योर सजेशंस एंड योर फीडबैक्स। हमने आपको फीडबैक दिए, अब आप हमको फीडबैक दीजिए
हाँ,
कि हम कैसा करें।
तो कुछ भी माइंड में है आफ्टर द सेशन ऑल्सो यू कैन टेल अस, और उसके अकॉर्डिंग हम और बेहतर कर सकते हैं। हाँ,
Yes, because virtually present है हम, we cannot bring the human essence, but we can surely make it energetic and worth watching. So I guess that makes it beautiful. And virtual mic, open mic में एक अच्छी बात है कि आप इन दुनिया के, इंडिया की किसी भी कोने से आ सकते हैं, कहीं से भी आ सकते हैं, and एक दूसरे से मिल सकते हैं, कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। But the only thing we expect is energy, write up and confidence, and that's what all you have to do. And उसमें अगर better essence लाने के लिए if you have any suggestions or any feedback of how this went, you can please present it. Yes, Swetha,
This is
wanted
my
to
first. No, no, this is my first one, so I don't generally like. I know open mics. I've attended open mics for stand-up comedies, but never for poetry or narrative. So this was a different experience. Maybe if you make it like a theme, that will be fun. Like if you start giving us themes, then there'll be more preparation into it. And on one theme, everybody talking differently is
yes, that's a better idea. We'll get really